Ladies, gentlemen, and bowlers from around the world, welcome to the Kegel Show. My name is Don Agent, and I will be your host on this week's episode. With us today, we're bringing back two very important guests. We've got Gus Falgien, our Vice President of Sales, along with Bob Ford, who is in our IT department. But more importantly, Bob is the man behind the scenes and responsible for setting up the Specto all throughout the PBA Tour and on the Fox telecast. So I thank both of you all for being here today.
Thank you, Donnie.
Kind of ironic you're both in the building at the same time.
Doesn't happen
Can you believe it's 2020 already? Now, I know you can relate to this comment I'm going to make. You're probably pretty close, but I threw my first ball in 1979. That puts me entering my fifth decade in bowling, one way or another. How about yourself, Gus?
Yeah, it was right around that 70s.
Had to be 70s?
Mine was probably early 90s. I didn't start until late.
I wondered if you were late 80s or early
am.
90s.
Early
Okay.
90s.
But cool, love it. Just still
Young
glad to
people.
be in it every single day of my life. But we're going to start out with you, Bob. I mean, last year you and Brent did your first complete year traveling with the PBA Tour, setting up Specto at all the telecasts and working with the Fox Network. Big shout out to Fox, and thank you again so much for hosting our sport. How many tournaments are on the schedule for you guys this year?
There's 30 this year. And it's all over the country. Like California, Maine, Texas, it's everywhere.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And you're pretty much out for a weekend back. I mean, that's not the best travel schedule in the world, obviously.
I have, I think, 3 weekends off in the next 3 months.
Wow. Well, what are some of the comments, and when we got a year under our belt with this being on television, what are some of the comments or feedback you've heard about, the introducing that to the public on TV?
Well, it shows, for one, it shows how accurate these professionals actually are.
That's a fact.
I mean, literally, these guys are phenomenal bowlers, and it pretty much showcases that. What it also showcases to me is that it showcases when they miss. When they miss, looking at it as a bowler, even a bowler that I halfway know what I'm doing, it's hard for me to tell when they miss. If it's on the screen, I can tell almost immediately.
Right. Exactly, and they're hitting such pinpoint areas. Anyways,
Correct.
like you said, the accuracy of both, the male and the female and the senior tours as well. What's your personal favorite venue, man, on this run?
As a bowler or a person who wants to watch bowling, the best venue to me is Portland, Maine.
See, I hear this from actually everybody, Gus.
Portland.
I haven't been up there for it, but I've watched it on TV, and I felt pretty electric back
Correct.
in.
The bowlers are all knowledgeable. They all bowl. They chant. It's a fun time. It really is a fun time.
That's very cool, very cool. Well, Specto, once again, it's going to be on for this whole year. Gus, you and I, we obviously travel a bit globally, you more so than I anymore, but, the buzz has been fantastic for the
absolutely.
Spectos we have sold. I think we are over 100 of these, and worldwide. And in this time, you and I know, have both had some requests about, we've got coaches that don't just coach at one center. They move, and, they're like, well, why can't we do something like the PBA does, and, have something portable? Or has this come to fruition now, essentially?
Well, we're pretty excited. Yeah, we should be launching what we're calling Specto Go now.
Very cool.
So it'll be a portable Specto, kind of like what Bob
Basically the
is
sensor
utilizing.
okay.
It'll do 5 lanes instead of 6 because you'll have an actual lane where the sensor will be on. So
That it has to sit.
Yeah, you
exactly.
do lose 1 lane, if you will, but again, if you're traveling and
Portability,
your
wow.
portability, it's in a nice case, light enough to travel with. So
Right.
it's not kind of like we would travel with the mappers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's something we think opens up doors for whether you're a federation that travels within your teams around Sweden or Denmark, instead of having to get everyone at one place, those coaches now can go around. Asia, same thing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you've been to Korea numerous times. I mean, we know how big, they are and how many coaches are around all over.
It's incredible.
And the tournaments they do. So having that ability to have the portability is very important.
I think
So-
Korea is going to embrace that. That market is just still constantly growing. I mean, from the sporting standpoint, and just wonderful. That culture is just literally on the upswing.
We're excited about it. I mean, it opens up those doors, like I said, for coaches and other things. I mean, the the worry has always been a portable unit, someone drops it, or something happens, or travel,
It's not cheap.
or
Yeah.
the ease of setup. Obviously, the normal Specto is hardwired in, it's mounted. You're not worried about vibrate. You got a hard install. So portability, how easy is it to install? How easy is it to set up? I mean, you want to be able to get in, set it up, and start coaching. You don't need, you don't want to
spend
take 2
hours
hours,
there. Yeah, exactly.
to do that. So the initial setup, once you learn from there, the tools and everything that are in the case that you can carry. I mean, in most cases, Bob, you know more than me, but I've done a couple of these where we've gone out and done some showcases. I mean, we've had them set up and running in like under 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much what we did on the PBA last year. We're now giving it to everybody.
That's fantastic, and I think it's going to be very, very well received. I mean, we're in the middle of January right now. Is this available now, or is this?
We should. All the official, marketing material and everything will go out here shortly. Yeah, we should probably be able to start shipping sometime in February. We've got some few items we're still waiting for to make sure we put the cases together, and there's some of that back end stuff. But yeah, we should start being able to ship in February. So I mean, go ahead, check out our website. We should have the material on there, kind of give you more information on that, as well as if you have any questions, you can call us, or certainly get with your local distributor, and they can get you some of that information as well.
Well, that's very cool stuff, man. I mean, it's I know we're going to have a pretty cool year this year, not just with that technology, but with some other nuggets that we can't throw out at the moment. But guys, it's always a pleasure to see you and hang out with you for a little bit. I thank you for coming out. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for today. Keep those wrenches turning and have a wonderful day.